All right, what's up, guys? We got another podcast, another one with Xron because we had him already before, and this is very special for me because I'm laughing now because I'm seeing him and we already managed to speak a little bit before. But the subject actually gonna be serious, and I wanted to like talk. I wanted to show you guys how is it to actually like do esport or play or like live on daily basis when there is like conflict going on and there is a war and the whole situation which is going around his country at the moment. And since we play a lot of 2v2, we also hang out. I know everything basically, so I'm gonna keep asking him questions which I ask him anyway, like when we speak like privately. But I just want people to actually see and realize how it is because sometimes even I'm living in Poland next to Ukraine and I don't really realize how hard it is because like simple things are getting actually hard. So I just wanted to say in the beginning that when the war became right, that was the most important like moment I think for everyone in Ukraine because you had to decide what you're doing, right? Or you're trying to
Yeah,
escape and save yourself on you don't know what's gonna happen, right? Because nobody knew like in the first days what's gonna
yeah, it
happen,
was
how
like
long.
a panic, and everyone was like confused
Or
what's
or you
gonna
deciding to
happen.
stay and then you need to decide what am I gonna do because the only thing I can do is like stay home. Like probably everything was closed down and things like this. So how did you decide what you want to do? Why did you decide to stay actually?
So it started on like 24th of February, and
Hmm.
I was like, there was rumors that war gonna start and
Hmm.
that like Russia gonna invade, but a lot of people, me included, was not believing that it's like possible, like
Hmm.
nowadays. So we were like thinking somewhere like far away that well maybe it's possible but like we'll
Hmm.
see. So I decided like to be reactive about it, and I
Hmm.
kind of regret it now, but whatever. It's
Hmm.
like I was pretty much just calling my family, my brother, and we were like figuring out on 24th of February
Hmm.
like what to do, like do we stay, do we move, and we decided to like go
Hmm.
on 26th of February. We were supposed to like go away.
It's still super early, right? Like 2 days after the
Yeah,
it
but it
started.
was already too late, unfortunately. Like already borders were closed
Hmm.
for like men who are like older than 18.
Hmm.
So yeah, we are like okay, then I mean there is no like other legal way to leave,
Yeah.
so we just stayed and pretty much live like that since
Hmm.
that time.
I remember 2 days after it started, the borders were totally packed up, like with Poland, with Czech Republic, with we all over the place. All the like border like controls were fully stacked with people, so it was kind of mayhem in the beginning.
Yeah, and like you always had like some people that maybe you like talked a bit, and you like always constantly exchanging information because you don't
Hmm.
really know like what's best solution, and you ask that people, oh, did you manage to leave? Like what
Hmm.
border is actually not so packed,
Hmm.
and like so we were like constantly monitoring situation, and already on like 26 when we were
Hmm.
like supposed to go, some our friends were telling that they were already like sent back, like they
Hmm.
couldn't go through like that point.
Hmm.
Then we were calling other people, and like yeah, it was already too late. So
I think this is also a good lesson for all the people in Europe and all over the world that you need to decide really fast because the thing is like as soon as it started, as you said, nobody knew what's gonna happen, and some people also
yeah,
thought that maybe the conflict gonna be for like few days, maybe some little like little there will be some little fights or something like this. You never know how it's gonna escalate like to what point. So I think that that's the most problematic here.
yeah. I think in the beginning, nobody thought that it's gonna be like that big, and like
Hmm.
it doesn't even look like it's getting like it's gonna finish anytime soon. So
Hmm. And especially it's nice thing that at that time you were playing for Navi, right?
yeah.
And how did they react to that? Like, did they try to move all of their players like abroad, or like did they like properly help you with anything?
I think it was like individual to any player. For
Hmm.
example, CS roster was lucky. They
Hmm.
had a LAN in Katowice, I
Yeah,
think, at the
yeah.
time. So they like, I don't think they even were in Ukraine, so they
Yeah.
like stayed abroad. For me personally, I'm living in Lviv. It's like
Mhm.
really, really, really close to Poland, so it's kind of like safest place, I suppose.
Mhm.
So majority of Ukrainian people were moving to my city, and my teammate from Kiev, Navi, like gave him PC and like tried to support him to
Mhm.
set up in Lviv so we can play Pro League in Apex.
Mhm.
And but yeah, it's like individual to like any player. Somebody
Okay.
managed to like leave like beforehand, somebody was already abroad. So
Mhm.
for me personally, they just like they were like, do you need anything? I'm like, well, I'm
Yeah.
like in safest spot. It's like, you know,
Yeah, it's
it
good.
was okay for me.
I also heard that Navi stood like behind their players really hard and like whole Ukraine basically united like together.
Yeah.
S- so I think Navi as well. Okay, and now it's like another interesting thing because like since we're living in Eastern Europe and we're playing Quake and all those like games, so it made us build a lot of relationships and friendships all over the years, and we got like people who we like, and you cannot really this is very, I don't know how to even like bite this subject because this is very hard. Like you got people from all the countries which are good and bad, right? So you got some cool
Yeah.
guys from like Ukraine, Poland, Russia, Germany, it doesn't matter. We also like have a friendship with Cypher, who is like Belarusian. This is very difficult because then like you feel some kind of anger that there is like a war going on, and then like you cannot make yourself like go ham at people who you like, and they are like, because there is some innocent people. For example, what I really liked about Cypher already before like they were out of QPL because of the situation. Cypher, like in the first day of this conflict, he said that he's not supporting it, like on Twitter. This is what I really liked. It didn't even begin like properly, and he already stated his mind. So I think there should be some like easy ways for such people, who not supporting like fights and things like this. And now I'm going back to my question: is how do you deal with that? Like how do you keep this anger into yourself and you not let it go on your friends from Russia or Belarus or like.
Mm, that's actually really, I mean, situational, I would think,
Hmm.
because like in the beginning of the war, I feel like I had a thought, and I think
Hmm.
majority of my friends from Ukraine that are like into esports had a thought that uh, Russian side of players, media, streamers would,
Hmm.
you know, be more vocal about all the thing,
Hmm.
that like they will speak up that like war is bad and so on.
Hmm.
But in the end, it shows till now that majority prefer to be silent and like be
Hmm.
out of this. And it's a bit hard for a Ukrainian because like
Yeah.
of course everyone wanna be out of politics, everyone don't
Hmm.
wanna be involved in it, but when rockets are flying near your building and people are dying, it's like it's not like politic anymore, it's like your life and you depend on
Hmm.
it. So I would say that me personally was disappointed
Hmm.
in a lot of people, just because like I was expecting like some help, like
Hmm.
vocal help. But then I like realized, okay, they don't care about it, whatever. It's
Hmm.
their life, they can do whatever they want. But it's hard to like sometimes speak to people from that
Hmm.
area, because you don't really know what they are up to. You know,
Hmm.
it's like a lot of when war started, it like showed who is like your friend. You know,
Hmm.
people who care, people who like support, and
Hmm.
on the other hand, it showed like people who like when
Don't
like
really
it's all
care,
good,
yeah.
they're friends, and when like
Yeah, yeah.
things are bad, they're like for example, I had a lot of, because I instantly started to do some tweets like that
Hmm.
it's bad, like stop the war, like all the thing, which I think is like normal. And
Yeah.
like I know that a
Even
lot
if
of
you are
people,
not from Ukraine or Russia, it's normal to like
yeah, it's normal
to
to be against
support
the
like
war.
a peace,
Yeah,
all over the
yeah,
world, like not only in
yeah,
Europe but everywhere in the world is better to support peace actually.
yeah. And like I don't really mind if people are quiet nowadays. Like I'm already over this bullshit. I'm like,
Hmm.
if they don't wanna talk, whatever, fuck them. But people who like, if I say something like stop the war,
Hmm.
Russia get out of Ukraine, and people like messaging me and telling me, man, you don't know, like Russia gonna save you, you're gonna be Gucci, and
Yeah,
I just don't have power to like talk with them. Maybe in the beginning of the
yeah.
war, I was like trying to explain things, saying, guys, this is all bullshit,
It's
like,
no point to explain that because as I because like I'm really into history and always even if when I went to my high school, like my profile in high school was like history and Polish, so like I study a lot of history, and it's like it's history shows that there is like two opposite teams and like they got different source of informations and the propaganda is huge. So even if you are seeing a black screen, the guy like abroad, he's already gonna see it as a white screen. It's like completely no possible to speak with such people because they have different like source of like information. What was like interesting for me, like in the beginning, like I was like, how those people don't see like what's going on since we got internet. I understand Second World War, right? Nobody had internet. Like information was like flowing really slow, and there was propaganda was working much better. But right now, you can Google things,
yeah,
you can see on YouTube what's going on, and maybe like I don't know, maybe those people. I don't know, maybe majority of those people don't speak English, so now it's like the one source of the information is already down because they only can like get information from Russian speaking news or anything, but still you can find information anywhere. I can like Google statistics, anything, and it's
yeah.
independent companies, it's independent people.
It's
That's
like
crazy.
I,
2022, it's crazy that you cannot find information on anything. This is actually like literally blowing my mind.
For me personally, it's like I don't really know like how people outside of esport like they still watch TV probably and all the thing, you know.
Hmm.
But for me personally, I care that like esports community, like
Hmm.
Russian speaking, like you, even like after the Crimea and all the thing, like
Hmm.
we still were like kinda together, and like everyone thought that like we're friends, all good,
Hmm.
like this is like should stay out of the esports. Um, but like there are a lot of Ukrainian streamers, for example, I know Senya,
Hmm.
Casper, that are like
Hmm.
really big media
Yeah.
in esports, and they are like majority of Russian speaking community was always following them, listening to
Hmm.
them. I would say trusting them, and they kind of show how it is because they also in Ukraine they speak
Hmm.
how it is. But like all this community just suddenly like don't believe them. Like that's like the biggest disappointing part for me. That
Hmm.
like you would think that you like that people would trust like the people they watch, the people they spend time with, esports
Hmm.
wise. But they like believe some weird things, and yeah, that's disappointing. But like
Hmm.
on the other hand, you like I said, you know who is who.
Yeah.
You just recycle some people. You see, I see.
Yeah, so I
You
think
don't
it's three kind of people, people who don't really have information and they are kind of like brainwashed. Then you got people who are not speaking anything because they are afraid, which is like it's normal from their point of view because they are
yeah.
afraid of something and they are like basically caring about themselves, so they don't want to speak up, and it was always like this, and then there is like a third group of people who just like think it's right thing to do, and that's it, I think. So, but
And
yeah,
that this is the scariest thing that like
yeah.
they're actually like like I would say overwhelming amount of people who actually support it, at least
Hmm.
from what I see in like my DMs or whatever. And, like people are actually like I just don't know how can you like support killing other people. That's just so dumb.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this subject is kind of like you can speak about it like 1 hour, and you can still go. But now, like more like down to earth things. So for example, it's really like overwhelming like how to live during such times, because I remember we were playing in the beginning and I heard like sirens all the time. So you got sirens like behind your window, and then you don't know like what to do, or you go downstairs and you hide, or like what to do. This is in the beginning that was like very stressful, right? How was it in the
Yeah, so
beginning?
I'll try to like go fast with it. So it all started on 24th February. I was playing Dota with Bus Driver, like some 5 a.m. Dota, classic shit.
That's the
And
best
I
time
hear
to find
like,
out that there is a
like,
conflict going on.
and like, yeah, and I'm like just hear sirens. It's really weird that I'm like checking
Yeah,
Twitter. It's like war started. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like
yeah.
starting to call my brother, like ask people from other cities, like what is going on, and it was like really big panic because
Hmm.
everyone has different views. Like
Yeah.
some people, first thing I did was, as I said, we were thinking about going, but in
Hmm.
the same time, I just went to shop and I bought like some, things to eat because I thought that
Hmm.
people gonna panic, of course, and
And
like
buy
people
everything
gonna
out like it.
buy out
Yeah,
everything out. Yeah, so that's what I did too.
that's good.
And then yeah, I was just like, uh, we like moved in together, like my mother, me, and my grandpa, and we still like
Hmm.
living together just because we thought it's like better to stick together at
Hmm.
these times. So it's like, and I think it's good because nowadays it's like you rarely go out of house, and
Hmm.
there were like this curfew and all the laws, so
Hmm.
it's like not as boring when you have someone
Yeah,
in your house with you, so you can like talk and not go insane.
yeah, yeah. True.
Um, but yeah, it was really big panic, and pretty much every day was like you just wake up and you check news, and
Hmm.
it's all only bad news. Like it's only going worse.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like nobody knows what to do. People panicking. A lot of
Hmm.
people moving to Lviv. I see like insane amount of people like that they can't even find home. They're
Yeah,
like sleeping on like I don't even know where. Like it,
yeah,
it was just insane.
yeah. And like
And
the sirens were going like on random times, or usually it was like night,
oh
morning.
yeah, that's like that's like another topic that
Yeah.
I have siren really close to my building, and I'll
Hmm.
explain to people because they probably don't know like how does like sirens work. So first you hear siren, like it's super loud, so
Hmm.
like whole city hears. You have like few sirens around the city, and unfortunately the one near me is like very close to my house, so like it's insane
Yeah.
how like loud it is. And it's always two sirens. First sirens mean that some rockets are flying towards the direction of your city, and
Hmm.
it's better to go like downstairs to how it's called, to shelter,
Yeah, shelter. Yeah.
bunker,
Yeah.
and like to hide. And then will be second siren, which will signal that okay, it's safe, you can go back.
Okay.
In the beginning, I was going to like shelter and like hiding and shit,
Hmm.
but like you have to do it in the first like few weeks of the war. It was like 4 6 times per day, like every like 3 hours,
Hmm.
even at like nights at like 4 a.m.
And you got
Like
shelter like what, under your building or?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
in my building, so it's like I don't have to like go to some other place.
Hmm.
And so I forgot what I wanted to say.
That it was 4 6 times per day in the beginning, so it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
kind of.
So it was really bad about sleeping because I usually sleep late, but I like sleep well. I go sleep like I don't know
Hmm.
5 a.m. and sleep until like 13. That's like my
Hmm.
regular schedule.
Hmm.
Night professional player,
Yeah.
and yeah, I just go to sleep. It's like 5 a.m. for
Hmm.
example, 7 a.m. it's siren, and I wake up, and like
Yeah.
I know that if I go sleep again, uh, will be another
Yeah,
siren.
that is okay.
And yeah, and like but with time I kind of get used to it. I was just like sleeping at random times.
Hmm.
I don't think it's good for health, but like it's not much I can do about it.
Yeah.
And also at some point people and me was already like more like less scared about rockets flying.
Hmm.
People were like not going to
I think
shelter
people just getting
for 6 times
human
per
just
day.
yeah, they just
Yeah,
getting used
because
to
it's
every
just
situation.
impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like the hardest moments for me were because rockets were usually not hitting around my area personally, but when
Hmm.
it hits, it was like maybe 2 3 kilometers away from me, and it's actually really loud. And sometimes you
Yeah.
can even like hear rocket flying. It's like,
Really?
yeah,
Like
like it's
somewhere
like
like
yeah, it's
few
like a
kilometers
noise,
away from the
like
building.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
You
my
can like
God.
hear that shit, and like when now I think about it, I can like already if I
That's
will hear
fucking crazy.
explosion, I will think, aha, they hit like there.
Yeah.
It's like not that far away, but it's
Yeah,
Gucci.
yeah.
And then you just go to balcony and you watch
You
and you
check
see like
out
this,
what's going on, yeah.
yeah, you see like this black smoke,
Smoke.
and you just like, aha, that area, like my friend living there, you calling him, you ask
Yeah.
like, what's up, you
Yeah.
good, and that's pretty much every day. And I think like the hardest part for me mentally was because, as I said, I'm living with mother and grandpa.
Hmm.
Honestly, my grandpa doesn't give a fuck. He's like super chill. Like I don't know, he's like never negative, you know. He is like a madman. But my
Crazy.
mother, you know, when like she hear explosions, like she can start crying, you know, like
Yeah,
all this, and it's like really hard mentally to
yeah.
see like
Hmm.
your mother cry, and it's like really sucks.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to tell them like you can leave, I can like move you to Poland, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
care, like but
Just
they like
go,
no
yeah.
no 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 no, we stay, it's our home, like it's hard to do. And that's another point. I think if I would manage to go like early out of
Hmm.
Ukraine, then I would convince my mother and grandpa
Yeah.
to move in, because I don't know, I think it would be a lot easier to convince them to go.
Yeah, true. Definitely, if you would go, they would have to go, I think.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, like there was big panic, and I think they closed everything, like shops, right? Bars, definitely some bars, like pubs. These things were closed completely.
Yeah, it was also that there were like new rules that you need to have some, for example, if siren is going, you are
Hmm.
not allowed to sell anything, you know, and you need to have some shelter near your
Hmm.
building, you know. There was like different amount of rules that I don't really
Hmm.
know, but there was always a situation that, for example, I need to go out with my friend to like city center, we're so
Hmm.
pissed off, we want to go chill, we go
Hmm.
out and siren, and we
Yeah.
have to go back, like, and it was
And
just
then
like
there
a
is a
hell
lot
for
of
everyone.
police or like soldiers on the street who defending those restrictions or like.
No, not really. Like it was just overwhelming amount of
Mhm.
people overall in Lviv, because everyone
Okay.
like moved in here, like a lot of people from Eastern Ukraine, and
Hmm.
yeah, that's pretty much it. It was
Yeah,
just
because I think in the beginning they closed everything. Basically, people were strict, and then after some time, already on Instagram, I've seen people in Kiev sitting drinking coffee somewhere.
yeah,
Like the life was kind of like going back to normal, and
going back, yeah,
especially that it started on like 24th of February, and then like after a few months you kind of was getting spring and better weather. It's like everything around you looks so peaceful and nice and beautiful and growing to live, and then you got this situation going on, so I think
yeah.
it was very annoying for people.
It's like actually incredible how people can adapt to
Yeah.
things. It's like really first few months were really hard, like probably hardest, because you just have to like accept
Hmm.
everything. And I know I was telling you that my mental was really bad at some point, like
Hmm.
because of all this negative shit. And at
Hmm.
some point, I even like once fainted or something, and I went to doctor
Hmm.
because I was checking up on my health. But
Yeah.
I was told that it's just my mental, and I need to chill. So I
Hmm.
was trying to focus more on positive things and distract myself more with like
So how
playing.
do you chill? This is actually gonna help me because I don't even have conflict in my country and I cannot chill sometimes because I'm, this kind of type of person. So if you would put me in a fucking conflict like this, I will be freaking out and shit. I'll be like mad, sad, cry, scream, everything at once. So what is the recipe to chill? If you got
Uh, f-
someone who's really like nervous and about everything, not only about like wars, but in general in life,
and fully chill is like not possible, but at least I was just trying to play more, honestly, so
and
it can
focus your
distract me.
mind on something, yeah, different,
Yeah,
yeah.
because like mm, I kind of put myself in mindset that uh, it's not like I can compete at highest level or something, or live
Mhm.
like my previous life, but I can just like play, keep my shape, and
Mhm.
even if I don't play tournaments, so when things will go to like normal state, I'll be able to like compete again.
Mhm.
And like so I was just playing games, having
Mhm.
fun, and trying to like just talk and play with people with who I just feel good. Like
Mhm.
was playing with you some 2v2s,
Mhm.
in Apex with my friends, and maybe some co-op games with friends.
Some
Just
Dota.
trying to like some Dotka, yeah. Just trying to like surround yourself with people who don't put, I would say, some negative emotions on you. That's like the
Mhm.
most important thing. And like yes, stopped trying to
Defend the world, basically.
yeah, stop
Yeah.
trying to like if somebody will tell me and try to tell me that Russia is great, he's
Mhm.
like saving you, man. I will not like talk to him or try to explain to him that he's stupid. I
Mhm.
will just chill and like whatever. It's already a few months past of the war, and if you don't understand what's going on, there
Mhm.
is nothing that's gonna help you. I just gonna chill and do my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, games, friends, it's like best distraction. Sometimes if it's critical, just drinking a bit.
Yeah. I remember in the beginning you couldn't buy alcohol, right?
Yeah, it was like shops were like closed and not
Yeah, because
like not
when there is
selling
such
alcohol for a
situation
lot of
going
time.
on, like everybody will be drunk completely.
Yeah,
Because everybody wants to kill stress and everybody will be drunk on the city. Then you get in brave, then you will have some guys trying to
yeah,
go and fight. It will be actually incredible.
yeah. I think it's very smart in the beginning
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
actually so much panic that you don't actually know what people would gonna do because
Yeah.
people
They will drink, drive, everything. It will be
yeah,
like
because when
totally.
when people are getting desperate and they don't know what to do, they can do like really crazy things,
Yeah.
and it's like really hard to keep some
Hmm.
borders. And of course there still was like some bad accidents, like some fights in city center, like
Hmm.
but what can you do?
Yeah. And the funniest thing is, I remember we played not long ago. Like we were trying to schedule some like 2v2s, and in the beginning there wasn't a problem with like electricity and things. But now to schedule anything, we had to follow your schedule of electricity because it was going on and off. And then it was like it was supposed to be like on at 12 and off at 4, and it was completely different times and things like this. And then out of a sudden you told me, man, I'm gonna play when there is electricity on, I'm gonna sleep when it's off. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Like, how can you live
Yeah,
like this? So it started like a
so
month ago, right? That like you had like
mm,
constantly like electricity going on and off, right?
maybe a bit more than months ago. So
Hmm.
usually when Russia was hitting us with rockets, they
Hmm.
were hitting I would say random places. Like
Hmm.
unfortunately, a lot of civil buildings were ruined in a lot of
Hmm.
cities, and like I don't even know like what was their idea of like bombing us for so many months. Just like terror, like.
Hmm.
But now they mostly focusing like and I don't know energy
Energetic system,
objects.
yeah,
So it's really bad, and it works that even if it hits some objects in Kiev
yeah. Hmm.
or like in other city, whole Ukraine have to be more efficient with
Hmm.
electricity or something like that.
Hmm.
And for example, after last missile strikes,
Hmm.
even though Lviv was fixed really fast,
Hmm.
but like other cities were fucked really hard. In Lviv, they started to turn off electricity again for like minimum 8 hours.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, it was that the we heard that some massive strike is going on Ukraine, like more than 100 rockets or something,
Hmm.
and of course everyone's scared. And then boom, just electricity off.
Yeah.
The scary thing was that mobile internet was also off. Like they hit
Oh yeah.
everything, so you can't even communicate with your friends. You don't know what's going on. And
Mhm.
after maybe like 8 hours, mobile internet started to work, so you could communicate with like your friends.
Mhm.
And yeah, I started to talk, read news, and it was like disaster. Like a lot of things were destroyed in Kiev,
Mhm.
and so on, and a lot of other Ukrainian cities. But all my friends were good.
Mhm.
But after that, there was a lot of news from like our government or like important people that we need to be prepared for more strikes, and Russia gonna like focus these energy objects because they wanna
Mhm.
make us suffer in the winter, and
Yeah,
that's what they
especially that
do.
it's winter and it's important to have like
Yeah.
yeah, electricity and things.
So in the beginning of the war, missile strikes were like you would get the sirens pretty much every day, but actually missiles would get to your city, at least to Lviv,
Uh-huh.
maybe like once in 3 4 days.
Yeah.
And now like you have sirens maybe once per week, but
Mhm.
they like send a lot of missiles, and it's really scary.
Mhm.
And
Especially as you
yeah,
say that those missiles are like hitting random objects. It's like it's because the accuracy of those missiles is really bad actually.
since the first like missile strike on energy objects, I
Mhm.
didn't have electricity for like 16 hours per day or something,
Yeah.
and that's like why we stopped playing 2v2 pretty much,
Yeah.
because it was impossible to schedule and play with me. And actually this like blackouts and time with no electricity, I decided that there is no way I can compete at highest level, and it was like
Mhm.
one of the main reason I left my other
Navi
steam like
roaster,
Navi,
yeah.
because well, it's not like the only reason we were like not doing too well, but
Mhm.
it's like final nail in the coffin, when you play bad, things
Mhm.
are bad, and on top of that you sit without
Yeah.
electricity for like
Then it's
16 hours per
yeah.
day.
The
And
combo
like
is too hard, yeah.
and in the end I think it's really good that I left, because I don't worry about the things, and it's mentally a lot easier for me
Mhm.
that like I don't let people down.
Okay,
and
so
and it's
if we
really
speak,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
if we,
Just finish
yeah,
that. For example, after I left, the next day of Pro League,
hmm,
I didn't have electricity at all, so I wouldn't be able to play anyway. So
so get nervous
that's a
again. So when we
yes,
speak about that, like, how did Apex change in your opinion from the very beginning? I remember when you decided to switch, actually when we were going back from Italy, to Poland by car
Mhm.
because I didn't have documents, so I couldn't fly, so we went by car. And then you told me that you're gonna go back to home and start to grind Apex and you're gonna try to compete, and which you did. You actually like grinded and then you became a pro in that game. So how did it change? Did it go in the worst direction? Like how is it in now compared to how it was in the beginning?
I would say that for me personally as a player, I think I was growing, and it was really good. And
Hmm.
this year's was really promising because like Navi bought us out from Maestro, like
Hmm.
there were big expectations on us, and I
Hmm.
was like also hoping for some great things, but I think that war really fucked us over really hard,
Hmm.
and especially me, because I feel like I'm very mm, like I play really good when I have a lot of fun, you
Hmm.
know, and I enjoy what I'm doing. But when you have so many out of game mm, things
Problem, yeah,
affecting you, you just sometimes can't have fun. Like
true.
sometimes you just play, you remember like we play 2v2, we have fun,
Yeah,
and then siren starting, and we're like fuck, and like
yeah,
I don't know, I'm like already getting pissed off. You understand that I'm also
yeah.
not feeling good, and it's just like doesn't feel that good.
Yeah, true. But the game itself, like the meta and things, did it change in a good way or in a bad way, you
uh,
think?
I think it's it's hard to take it as like some very serious competition since it's
Hmm.
battle royale,
Hmm.
but I think it's a really good show for people, and like
Hmm.
you can have a lot of fun there, and win some money and so on. But I personally don't like that there is aim assist in that game, and controller players are just better than
Correcting everyone,
mouse and
yeah.
keyboard players.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's my biggest issue with the game, but
Yeah. So,
overall the idea of the game and abilities are pretty fun in my
mhm.
opinion.
So in general, you think battle royales are much, much more random than like FPS games?
Yeah, of course, because you don't compete against your opponent, you compete against a lot of
Hmm.
opponents.
Yeah, true. And nowadays, how it's what? So now you're qualified to like QPL, right? Do you think you're gonna have?
If it's happening, yeah.
Yeah, but well, it's surely gonna happen in my opinion, because like
Mhm.
I think they would already announce that it's not happening or anything. But as also this is what I'm explaining to people. Like even if players knew if it's happening or not, we probably wouldn't be able to say that because there are contracts. Everything needs to be like timed well and things like this. But since you qualified like to QPL, so you're gonna focus more on Quake now after you finish with Apex, or you're actually gonna play different? Because now we are playing a lot of Overwatch, I know, right?
I think I know. I mean, that's the difference. Even when I played this year
Hmm.
World Cup and Quake, it's just when things were chill and I could focus on the games. I was
Hmm.
playing to be the best, to win.
Hmm.
And now it's more that I just play to,
Just to play.
to just to play, yeah,
Yeah.
because there's nothing else to do. So
Hmm.
I can't say that I will like focus or grind. Uh, I will probably, if it will be like same format as previous year, will try
Hmm.
to grind like before the finals,
Hmm.
because if it's like world championship, no matter what, you wanna like do your best.
Hmm.
But I don't see myself like competing at like highest possible level like at the
Well,
moment, because
honestly,
there
I
is
will
too
tell
much
you like
things.
this. I was thinking about it, and if they keep exactly same like rules, it's for some people it might be not even a point to play like those weeklies, like and focus on them, because as we seen like on last QuakeCon, like for staying into the league, CNZ had to play Nosfa, which both were already in the league. So it means that like going to the next finals, if you want to stay in the league, you can randomly be playing against other pro, or like it's I don't know how that even happened and how is it possible, but
Yeah,
it
but
happened like this. So it means like nobody is safe now, so doesn't matter
yeah,
what
that's
you're
true.
gonna do in all these 8 months. You're gonna play every single week. It doesn't matter what you're gonna do, because you can still play another pro to get out of the league. i hope
And
i hope
uh,
hope it's not gonna be like
I
this, but
mean, you know me. I'll be honest. Even in 2020, when there were LANs and shit, I was not practicing at all for online circuit, and I was
Mhm.
doing insanely bad online and losing every game. So
Mhm.
I was just type of the guy who would just come to LAN and be like, okay,
Yeah,
let's uh, let's try hard a bit before
I
LAN,
think it
and
was disappointing for a lot of players that you need to compete online, because like
yeah.
online is always like I don't
And
know,
as
it
soon
just
as
feels
COVID
different.
started, I was just like, oh, I need to play my
Yeah,
relegation game online, and I got wrecked.
yeah,
But it went good. I was just like playing whatever was more interesting for me. I
yeah.
don't know. For me personally, it's really hard to grind duel. It's
Hmm.
very unfun for me. Like it's fun to compete, but it's very unfun to practice,
Hmm.
because you just have to pretty much do same shit over and over again.
Yeah,
And that's why I like prefer team modes, because you can like have fun with your friends and
yeah,
fool around.
yeah.
So yeah, it's like
That's why it's so nice to play 2v2 lately. I'm just enjoying 2v2 so much. It's just like chilling. Like it's like
yeah,
it's like it's super fun. Like I wish we had like 2v2 QPL maybe this season or next
yeah. That
season.
that
That
would
would
be
be good.
fun, and also it's like, even if let's say, when before there were like separate tournaments for duel and
Mhm.
for 2v2, you just play 2v2 and then you kind of prepared for duel anyway. It's same
Yeah,
maps, it's like same rotations, it's just like kind of slower, because like
yeah.
frags are a lot more important.
It
But
just
it's the
timing,
same
some
game.
aiming, everything is the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like I've seen as it's kind of official because I've seen Maxter speaking about it on Twitter, but it will be super good because now Quake is like open to third companies, so it means if any one of you guys have a wheel to organize anything, any tournament LAN or anything with Quake Champions, you're probably gonna be supported with the LAN server from Bethesda, and you can ask for help with that. Like same as QuechiCon in Australia, he managed to have a LAN server. Same as KingCon in Spain, they also managed to have LAN server, and everything was great. So next year, the KingCon Sombra and Maxter they are planning actually to make same tournament on LAN in Spain but 2v2 this time. So that would be great. So maybe if the QPL League is still 1v1 and it's the same format, maybe some third companies can like create some 2v2 tournaments. There was also this Iron Fist supposed to happen like this year. So if it happens next year, maybe they can consider like doing 2v2 tournament, especially that Maestro is like doing really good. So Wenger and Razy.
Yeah. It's probably just sometimes not that fun to follow 2v2 because
Mhm.
it's like. But I could say same for duel. Like if you win really hard in the beginning, you kind of know the end of the game, and people
Mhm.
are just like finishing the game.
Yeah.
It's
A
like
lot of comebacks happening in 2v2 actually. Like from what I've seen, it's like, well,
yeah, it's true.
comebacks. Like, some team is losing 6-8 frags. It's on high level, it's already kind of difficult because like the team can
Yeah,
play really defensive,
that's true.
same as like 2-3 frags in 1v1. But anyway, now I just thought about it. So if we have QPL, right, all the season, and then we get LAN finals, and let's say, because I already read on the internet somewhere that QuakeCon 2023 has to be on like in Dallas because like
In person.
they prepare some big BYOC, some other events, so everything outside that. So I think if that QuakeCon is happening and we got finals, they probably gonna do it on in Dallas. So that will be the time when you need to like rush borders and get out for the finals. Otherwise, you end up playing like
Yeah.
on people with line pink and you are like 110, which
I'm
is
gonna
actually maybe
ruin
not bad.
everyone.
Maybe
Yeah, I
it's
will
not
ruin
bad.
everyone
Yeah,
fun.
that would be funny actually. And how is the so now people chilled down a bit more, so there's like more bars open, more pubs and things like this. Also, like Lviv, like for example, it had like what 500k people, like citizens before the war
Like
started,
700k, I
700.
think.
So now
Something
it's
like
like
that,
what,
yeah.
like unofficially, like probably about like 2 million, right?
I don't really know, but yeah, I think it's over a million.
Okay. And people like hanging out more like during the summer and like going out a bit, or
Yeah,
how
during
did
summer I was also going out like often.
yeah.
And now not because it's like winter, it's cold, but one time previous week I was like too
Mhm.
pissed off with all this electricity because yeah, like I said, my
Nothing to do, yeah.
strategy is to sleep when electricity is off, and if
Yeah,
it's off for like 8-10 hours per day, it's okay.
yeah.
But one time it's like off for 12 hours, I'm sleeping, then
You
it's
cannot
on, I'm
sleep
like
more.
okay, I can play, and
Yeah.
it's like 1 hour more, boom, and it's off again, and I'm just getting so pissed off. I'm calling my friends and we go to city center to wreck some bars,
Yeah.
and it's just fully populated with same people as us who just pissed
Everybody's
off that
pissed
they
off,
don't
yeah.
have electricity, yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, we
Kind
just
of
hanging out
funny
wrecking
funny
bars.
shit. Anyway, I think that's all that's all the things I was asking you for the last like half year. And like it's kind of it's just I don't imagine myself like being in this situation, to be honest. I will be, me, like I can freak out because of very little things. It's just like pissing me off, so like out of a
You
sudden,
would get used to it, man, like everyone here
maybe after
with
half
time.
year, maybe after half
Yeah.
year I will be like, okay, I need to chill. But even now, like little things pissing me off, if I don't have electricity I'm mad, but it's just like crazy. Anyway, Hron, thank you. I think you want to like use your electricity well now, since you have
Yeah,
it, so you don't want
of
to
course.
waste it on like speaking about this shit more. So, what you gonna do now? Like, do some Overwatch ranks, or like, what's the plan for tonight?
Probably, yeah, I'll just play Overwatch with friends and chill, pretty much.
Okay.
Maybe watch something. That's
Okay.
pretty much what I
Anyway,
do nowadays.
Anyway, thank you for coming and speaking about it. All the everyone who's watching this, no matter where you are from the world, remember there's like no racism here. Like there is no like we don't separate people based on their country. So it's like we got friends everywhere all over the world. It just like depends if you are like a cool normal guy and you can like speak about things or not, It's about how what kind of person you are. So like I hope there's no hard feelings anywhere, and I hope people like understand and keep looking at the situation in Ukraine, because with how it is with time, people everywhere in the world, they getting more chilled and they kind of stop following and things like this. And it's not the way to go. It should be the same power as in the beginning, and everybody should be united and not forget about it, because this shit is still going on, and I think it's bad for everyone in the world in
Yeah,
general.
and I wanna thank like all. I don't really have any like English interviews or much
Hmm.
audience, so I wanna use this chance to thank them. It's really important if you like have friends in Ukraine to like type to them, check up on them.
Hmm.
We appreciate all the support, especially if like you're really active about it, and like a lot of
Hmm.
European and not only European countries supporting us,
Hmm.
helping us. If like not the support, we would already be wrecked. But like because of your support, we can fight back, and we can like hopefully save ourselves and our territory.
Yeah,
It's really important for us, and I appreciate all the support.
yeah, hopefully.
Fuck the war.
Thank you guys, and thank you, Hron.